Good day, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Ephemeral One, and I am back with more Let's Stream Dark Souls 1. Oh, excuse me. Dark Souls 1 Remastered. We're in the castle proper of Anne Orlando. And we're not doing bad, but we're still hitting some pretty rough enemies. So I will use a twin and I think one more. Alright. Just because the bonfire in here will be useful. So reverse hollowing. And then Kindle. And one more. Okay. Technically speaking, the funny bit is we do have some of the thickest and heaviest armor in the game in the form of both Black Iron and Hovel. Like, just to be clear, Elite Knight, like, Hovel's set damn near doubles. Like, just to give you an idea of how, for as heavy as you want to go. Like, if I go full, plus, I think I could get steel, yeah, I could carry the steel. Plus steel. Just to show just how heavy this gets. Alright. Just to give you all an idea of how heavy and how much you can resist damage. Alright, let's just go two-handed. Yeah. Going two-handed and just using this armor. Yeah. Okay, so we do have to go. So yeah, just going two-handed and forsaking all, trusting entirely on the armor's defense, plus the ring. Alright. Alright. Yeah. That's how little damage we took. And by the way, for those curious, what's been making all that racket and noise? It's this. It's a Titanite demon. Soul of a hero. Yeah. You could chip damage it from up here, and this is probably the safest place to engage it. In addition, there is also the preview of a room with drake heads on it. Lots of drake heads. Alright. And I assume this is a mimic. Yeah, it's a mimic. Gold coin. Only really useful for people who are planning to get out of here alive. around. I assume this is another mimic. Yeah, I can see its mouth moving. There we go. And this gets you some silver coins. Now the interesting bit is that actually is a decent payout if you're planning to hand that over to friend. Because Frampt actually pays out pretty well for these. So, yeah, you see me. Come get me. Nice. Yep. Yeah. And two-handing, I can two-shot them, so. Love it. Alright. Alright. Strange creature ahead. I truly believe these are the throne rooms of the king and queen of this place. The queen's room here, decorated with the people relevant and important to them. Where the king's is decorated far more with locations and conquests. At least that's how I see it. Interpretations can vary. What is important to take from it is that this was a place where people lived. This brings us back down, and that leads into the room with the Titanite demon, if you want to deal with that. This room leads you somewhere else. Leads you into this dragon room, where 2 silver knights are standing guard. And this guard, notice, will not move from his spot. He is dedicated to protecting those 2 chests. And it's only if you go after those 2 chests that he will attack you. So only if your greed is great enough will he engage. But once it's there, I don't believe either of them is a mimic. Yeah. So, it's the Silver Knight set. So, it's why he protected it so fiercely is because it's the armor set of his fellow knights. And it's clear from all the heads on the walls mounted, somebody in the castle was quite the proficient and profligate hunter of drakes. And draconids in large. Though it's kind of interesting how small some of the many are. It's almost as if the Great War against dragons might have been overblown, and that the many drakes they slew were still lesser forms. You know, it might be that way, it might not. Regardless, we still have more to see. Also worth noting, there is a summon sign here that is specific to this area. Also, there's some special versions of the guards here. They're great lumbering shields. Alright. There we go. Three-shot them. Nice. Alright. That's one. Ow. Okay. Oh. Nice. And they're worth 3,000 apiece, which is nothing to sniff at. Alright. Another Great Bow Knight. And the symbol we get is our good buddy, Knight Solaire. But before we do that, let's hit this switch. Just so in case we want to. The main gates of Anor Londo are open to us. We now have a direct shot from the bonfire all the way there to the boss that is just ahead. We've actually seen hints of this boss in the very beginning of Anor Londo. And before we go into that, I want to go check on the blacksmith, see if there's anything I can invest these 22,000 souls into. Because we could even... Havel's armor doesn't get improved. Like, there's no way to improve it, there's no resources to. You kind of expect a dragon scale to, but no. Alright. Reinforce the Black Knight Sword. Purchase item. Yeah, Twinkling Titanite. Okay. Two more. Okay. And since I can't reinforce that, How about my mace? Fire Morningstar, yep. Okay. Purchase. Alright. Yeah, large Titanite. Perfect. Sweet. Alright, folks. We're in the thickest, heaviest armor we can find. And we have... And you may wonder, well, why do we need that? Let's go look at the boss who we're going to be heading into. There's basically two ways to go about this. You are either going to go in as heavy and as hard as you can, or you're going to be nimble and you're going to pick your timing on your attacks. Alright. Now, here we go. This is a boss fight that can turn against you pretty easily if you let it. Good luck, yeah. Yep. Be wary of Fatty. Yep. Alright, we've cleared our way through. And here, on the other side, we meet a pair of enemies. Two knights. The last two knights, remnant. Here to meet any challenger who might come. Dragon Slayer Ornstein. And Executioner Small. Yep. Alright. Got out of that pretty clean. Yeah. Between the two of them, this fight is still pretty rough. Yep. Two of the most trusted knights by Lord Gwyn. Yep. As you can see, Executioner Smog is quite thick armored, considering how much damage we take and how much damage we do. Okay. Yep. And he's able to break your guard pretty easily. Thankfully, with Solaire watching our back, we're able to take out the big one first. But when one falls, the other grows stronger. In this case, granting Ornstein a great boon of size. Increased strength and damage, range to rival any. Yep, and that butt slam. Actually, what's interesting is that Holy Butt Slam is a technique we recognize from Elden Ring. It's actually the technique of any of the avatars of the Earth Tree. Alright. It pushes us back. There we go. Finally managed to get some damage on him. Alright. Oh, he got Solaire. Yep. Nope. Okay. Now, we can't tank through this. Just simply put, Ornstein does more damage than you think he does. Especially now. He's a Dragon Slayer, after all. You don't get that title by just... You don't get that title by being a pushover. So, of course, Ornstein has the same problem every oversized enemy does. Once you're by their feet, you can really start to mess with their targeting. Yep. Don't lose your... Oh, damn it. And that hurts. But that's why I decided to come in heavy. Like I said, you either become agile enough that you can avoid this attack no matter what, or you go heavy and survive it. And down goes Ornstein, whose soul we get. We also get the Leo ring. Whoever's soul you get depends on who you kill second, so you can get either one's soul. Soul of Ornstein, Dragon Slayer Knight who guards the cathedral in the forsaken city of Anor Londo. Lord Gwyn granted this soul to his 4 most trusted knights. In this case, I believe you need a certain level spear to make his own. To make you the unique weapon. And up here, past the final bonfire, we will gain the single most useful ability. So beyond. Ladies and gentlemen, let us meet.
Thou hast journeyed far, and overcome much, chosen undead. Come hither, child.
Oh my.
O chosen undead, I am Guinevere, daughter of Lord Gwyn and Queen of Sunlight. Since the day Father his form did obscureth, I have awaited thee. I bequeath the Lord Vessel to thee.
By the power of the Lord Vessel, you may now warp between bonfires.
And beseech thee, succeed Lord Gwyn, and inheriteth the fire of our world. Thou shalt endeth this eternal twilight, and avert further undead sacrifices. O chosen undead, thou hast...
We can enter the Covenant to become a follower of the Princess of Sunlight. Ring of the Sun Princess.
Hereafter I, Guinevere, shall serveth as thine guardian. If thou so needest, I shall devote all to thine safety. May thou be one with the sunlight forevermore. Since the day once living, now undead, and a fitting heir to Father Gwyn, and beseech thee, a brave and arduous indeed, we had felt the warmth of fire without fire. Now thou shalt, may thou be.
So, one of the biggest items we got, the Lord Vessel. Lord Vessel bestowed upon the chosen undead, who is destined to succeed Lord Gwyn. The chosen undead is granted the art of warping between bonfires. To open the final door, place this vessel on the Firelink altar and fill it with powerful souls. So now, whenever we go to a bonfire, we have the warp command, something we had from the beginning in Elden Ring. Alright, so there. So, now, before we leave, there is something from a lore perspective that's worth noting. In this hall where we fought Ornstein and Smough, here we see 3 statues. One's missing. One is Lord Gwyn himself, and one is Guinevere, who we just met. Now, something to note is the missing nature of this statue. The fact that we don't see it anywhere. What's also noteworthy is look at the fact that there are 2 pillars here versus the single one for each of these. That would tell me that the statue of the person here was considerably shorter, if anything. Now, a lot of people initially would peg this as one of the other children, but I actually believe this belongs to the furtive pygmy, who was the queen and mother to Guinevere, Gwendolyn, and all of Gwyn's children. Maybe not all of Gwyn's children, but I believe at least some. But when they were forgotten, when everyone was forced to forget them, Gwyn had their image struck from the world, so no statues remained. At least that's how I perceive this. Naturally, I could be wrong, but that's one of those interesting little lore bits. We'll get more about Guinevere later. For now, note you can't warp to every bonfire, only specific ones. The one in the depths, the Undead Parish, the Stone Dragon, and Orlando, and the Firelink Shrine. Well, we were told to check with the Firelink Shrine. Oh. For one thing, our more downtrodden friend is gone, but he's been replaced with an Onion Knight.
Well, fancy meeting you here. You did much for me up above. I am grateful. You know, I was thinking to get the old book. Is that your doing?
Let's be honest with the man.
Yes, I knew it. It seemed like an unlikely coincidence. Well, am I fortunate? This Knight of Catalina thanks you sincerely. Please, take this as a token of my gratitude.
A miracle of emit force.
There you are. I'll be heading down below. There's nothing worthwhile up above. No worries. Adventuring is my life. I'm prepared for the worst.
He's probably undead and sees himself as a knight, seeking to live out his last adventure. The problem is that brand on his neck prevents him from ever dying completely. He's undead, like us. He hits his last adventure. He's been bowled over by the rock. He's been beaten by the man-serpents. But it doesn't mean it's the end. He just keeps getting back up. Such is the fate of the undead.
There you are. Now,
So, and the miracle he did give us, emit force, an outland miracle foreign to the way of light, emits a shockwave. Considered an alternative branching of force, emits an expanding shockwave orb that basically knocks enemies on their ass. Pretty useful. Great for breaking through enemy defenses. Alright. No response. She cannot speak. We could have done the quest now to would let Lautrec kill her, bring her soul back, but doesn't seem too worth it. And now we may speak once again to know where we need to go.
Heavens, you have done it. You have retrieved the Lord Vessel after 1,000 years. It is you. It is really you. Forgive me. I really should calm down. Now, let us take that vessel on a journey. I assume that you are ready. Now, be still.
Alright, why do we need to be still? Oh! This would be why. Because he's bringing us down somewhere below.
This is the fireling chamber for the successor of Lord Gwyn. Now, place the Lord Vessel on the altar.
Alright. And in doing so, the great cup, or chalice, or what have you, and the golden barriers. Present in 3 great locations are kept. We may now rest here, but now we need Lord Souls to feed it. Primordial Serpent has quite the long body, doesn't he?
Very well. As Kingseeker, I shall now instruct you, the Lord's successor, to achieve your fate. Commensurate to the great soul of Gwyn. Scarce few possess such brilliant soul. Grave Lord Nito, the Witch of Izalith, the 4 kings of New Londo, who inherited the shards of Gwyn's soul, and Lord Gwyn's former confidant, Seath the Scaleless. All of their souls are required to satiate the Lord Vessel. Are you ready? Then we shall return. Stay still for a moment.
And once again, we're brought right back up. So our goal in quest is made clear. Slay the 4 Lord Souls and bring them to the fort.
Is it some?
And I wasn't kidding about the coin thing. Like, if you come down here, yeah, gives you 5,000 for the gold coin, 2,000 and 3,000 for each of these. So it's a nice way to pick up some extra souls. Okay, nope, he does pay well for humanity as well. Okay. Just taking a look through if anything else. Divine Blessing, no surprise. Nah, we're pretty good. Dragon Slayer arrows, why not? Dagger bolts.
Farewell, chosen one.
Alright. So... Yep. Let's see. Well, I want to start pushing that up because we're going to need it for a particular item I want. Okay. So, you have 4 places to visit, 4 places to seek. Just trying to think of the best place to. Well, I suppose the best place to... Let's go to Anor Londo. Alright. Do you have anything new to say?
So you have received a revelation. Very auspicious. I hope for the best. I pray that through you, her wish will be granted.
Whose?
Have you heard of Seth the Scaleless? In legend, he turned against the ancient dragons. He became Lord Gwyn's confidant, was granted dukedom, and was allowed to pursue his research. At the Regal Archives, he immersed himself in research on scales of immortality, the one thing that he did not have. But his very research drove him mad. The Archives became a dungeon, a place for sinister experiments. Now, nobody dares even approach the Duke's forbidden Archives. It looms over this land high atop the mountain, but I should warn against even an approach. The bonfires they are linked, yet never shall the keep.
So, Seth the Scaleless, I suppose, is good to start with as any. After all, it can't hurt to take a chance on this. And the statues are standing guard as they ever. Yep. There we go. Well, not doing too bad. We've gotten through, now begins the hunt part of the game, where you have, the game is far more open now. You're now free to plumb every depths. There is no more barriers to stop you heading in any particular direction. So, but here's an unwelcome sight. there's no easy way to cheese it now. The boar protects this place. And one of the many reasons I decided to go, yep, with the thick heavy armor. Wanted to show off. Even this, yeah, yep, even in our heaviest armor, this boar is still a major threat. Yep. And even two-handed, we barely do any real damage to it. We can chunk through it eventually, but it is not a simple feat. Thankfully, we really only need to do this once. That isn't to say there's only one boar, but you only need to fight them once. Yep. Thankfully, I have enough stamina. Yeah, one-handed, we don't stand a chance. Nice. Alright. And good. Nice. Chop through the boar and get ourselves access to the archives. The hunt begins proper here. Alright. Well, let's take the elevator up and see what we can see. The armor of Pavel the Rock, another confidant of Lord Gwyn. And now we get to see another lesson about this place. These enemies are covered in crystal. And yes, even a basic grunt covered in crystal is incredibly resistant to our damage. Thankfully, it is entirely possible to still level them with a couple of nice heavy hits. Yeah. Nice. Yep. And more of those casters we saw so much earlier. Yeah. But this is why I put Havel's armor on, is because you'll need the defense for some of this. Right. Yeah, just look how much damage even soaking through this armor does. I say, this is where raw physicality is not going to get you through everything. You're going to need to pick your timing, pick your enemies much better, much more purposefully. And interestingly, this is a crystal golem that kind of just ignored us for a while there. And through it. Well. Now that dance empowers. Yeah. That dance he does empowers the allies, enemies around. Alright. As you might imagine, the less we don't need him powering up enemies. They're pretty physically resistant as is. And despite being partially crystal, then a lot of enemy speeds haven't been affected. Alright. There we go. Ragdolls, always love them. Oh. Yep. Got it, man. Thought I'd get him. Okay. Alright. More archers. And yeah. We are high up. Twinkling Titanite, love to see it. Yeah, we're high up above the rest of Anne Orlando and the whole damn area. Love to see it. Alright. Yep, it's a mimic. Let's just take a moment, notice the lid moving? It's a mimic. Which doesn't mean you're not getting anything out of this. Nice. Just means you gotta work a little more for it. Crystal Night Shield. It's a Night Shield covered in crystal. Crystal enhances its stats, but does make it incredibly brittle. So, up to you if you want to go through them. They're expensive to support, but it's not like it's impossible. You just usually want to carry 2-3 crystal versions of a weapon to repair as you go. And nope, not a mimic. More Twinkling Titanite. Hey, the stronger we can make this sword, the better off we are. Still... can't help but feel like I'm missing something. Alright. Crystallized Night. Didn't drop anything, but a good number of souls. So it wasn't worthless. Nice. Two more pieces of twinkling. Always love to see it. And up here, amid all the crystals, need ring. Nah, this is the boss of this area. Yes, you can get to him pretty quick, really. But we're actually going to bail on that before we go any further. Not out of fear, but I want to check something. So let's head back down. I'm trying to remember. Because I'm fairly certain this has the DLC. So I wonder if I've screwed up and not activated it. Because for that... Alright. Head back to the bonfire. It's been a little bit, but let's... Yeah. We want to warp. I guess the easiest place to get there be Undead Parish? If I remember right. Because from here, then we want to go up. Well, while we're here, we actually might as well upgrade our weapon.
Well, that music need any...
Yep, +4. Need one more, and then it gets +5. Yeah, no, that's some real nice damage. Yeah, Crest of Artorias, which is one of...
Neither.
Yeah. Says then easiest place... Yep, let's go with this for the moment. Because there is something I want to activate. Alright. So should... Yeah, we'll be able to just cut our way through this now. We're a little beyond what Darkroot Garden has to offer as far as the rest. Oh! Wrong way. My bad. Oh. Okay. But yeah, Undead Parish. Okay, try this again. Alright. Because what we need to do is head down and head over to the parrot over to where the Hydra is. Just kind of zoned out there, and sorry about that. A long day at work, still not 100%, but hey. Alright. Yep, get my souls back. Yay for Purple Moss Clump. When I have to go back down to Blight Town, it'll be worthwhile. Okay. Anyway, that pond is what we're after. Where, as you might imagine, the Hydra being there is not a natural occurrence. Down by Ash Lake, as we've seen, yeah, that makes sense. There's enough room for it to grow and live out there. But here in this pond? No, it's here because it's being studied by Seath the Scaleless. Yeah, you might have forgotten he did that. No real particular reason for Night, just just doing something a little different from my usual playthroughs. Besides, it's kind of fun to be able to just tank stuff every now and then. Alright. I mean, really. There's just something funny about being able to just tank through damage sometimes. And this game is clunky enough that it honestly feels like the best choice. Alright. Yep. The water blasts. What's funny is, even in Havel's armor, this stuff can hurt. Oof. Yep. Yep. But once you get close enough, the Hydra will get all excited. Yeah, but why have a massive starship healing items when you can just... Alright. There we go, there's another head down. Come on. Come on. I know everyone wants to look cool by just avoiding all damage, but when it comes to sheer survivability with the way Dark Souls 1 works, you can become stupidly talented, so avoidance isn't absolute everything. Yeah. Over here, come on. Yep. Okay, got it. Last head. Yeah, this is the hardest one to hit, and this is the first, and this is the one that usually gets you killed. Yeah. Because when you try to swing for it, you're very likely to overstep and fall into this bottomless water. Alright. So if I'm honest, yeah, this is kind of the cheesy, unfortunate way to do it, but it is entirely possible. Yeah, this is the problem with this head, is it doesn't come inland close enough to really hit too well. And you'll notice its water attack isn't anywhere near us. Yeah, this is the head that... There we go. Dust Crown Ring and a Dragon Scale. As far as the ring goes, grants extra magic casting, but halves your HP. So this can turn sorcerer casters in the Dark Souls 1 into a decent option, but not exactly the best. And true, doesn't matter how hard you tank, if they beat it out, they can still kill you. True enough. And that'll become evident when we get down to a particular fiery area, but for now, that's fine. And the magic crown-shaped ring was granted to Princess Dusk of Ulasil upon her birth. The ring stone allows the wearer to cast additional magic, but at the cost of 1/2 their HP. So, now we've effectively, by killing that serpent, we have now effectively also bypassed the need to buy the Seal of Artorias. This is because in the water under here, there are several things we can now do. First is, there is, on the other side of this waterfall, a ladder. This will lead up to where there is this ladder that leads up to the area where you would need the Seal of Artorias, among other things. So that's one way to go. Another way is following this wall and we will reach a mechanic that's never expressly explained, but something to be aware of, which is certain places you'll find. Did I wait too long? Oh no, did I wait too long to do it? Crap. Something break? Oh, don't give me that something broke. Okay, there's supposed to be a special golem back here. I thought you could do this at any time. I didn't know you had... Did you have to do it before you killed Ornstein and Smog? I didn't think you did. Well, okay. So here's what we'll do. Come back. And yes, if you keep an eye on the ground, there is actually bottomless pit to the left of us far enough. So if you walk too much deep or too deep, you will just fall, die, and that's just embarrassing. Alright. So here, now that we've killed the Hydra, I thought you could do it at any point. I didn't think you had to do it at a specific one. Oh, please don't tell me I've screwed this up. Alright, so we'll head down, sit at that bonfire, and then go through. I really hope I didn't screw it up. Well, only time will tell. Alright, so now, see if things refresh now that we've killed the Hydra. It'd be really sad if I screwed this up. Yeah, all the crystal golems respawn because, of course. But now there's no Hydra to kill them for you, so gonna have to actually put some work in. Yep. Not too bad. Sad it's 2 shots instead of 1, but hey. It is what it is. And even nice. Okay. Let's see if maybe with any luck this. I don't know if this is cleaned up, but we'll see. It's really gonna suck if I can't access the DLC because of all this. Okay, nope, I just needed to reset. Okay. Alright. So not everything is broken. Alright, so this is a mechanic the game never explains, but golden golems are actually something very special. They have more HP. Yeah. They're pretty strong. And this one especially for being in a place where you're slow. But they always contain an NPC.
So, it is thou who rescueth me. Most gracious, I am deeply obliged. I am dust of Ulysses. I cometh from an age long before thine. I cannot stay here for long. So, before I disappear, allow me to ask one thing. My home, Ulysses, is the home of ancient sorceries. My hope is to pass this profound knowledge to thee, with thine approval. Would this be of assistance to thee?
Incredible potential magic? Yes, of course.
Heartfelt thanks. I am pleased beyond word. Then I shout, engrave my signature thou art in need, pray summon me from my signature. Seems that my time is done.
Alright. So, Dusk of Lucia. A princess out of time brought to our time to hold her. Note that she slips back the moment she escapes the golem. And remember that at the beginning of the game, our good buddy tells us how time is overlapping and heroes centuries old are still here. Time has become convoluted and lost its meaning. So an ancient princess was brought to modern time. The crystal golem was probably anchored. We can now summon Dusk to talk to her.
I am Dusk. It is an honor. I shall follow thy.
You can learn a gesture of a proper bow. Learn Hidden Body, Cast Light, Repair, Chameleon, Hidden Weapon, Cast Light. Cast a bright light upon surroundings. The light-producing sorcery is elementary, but nonetheless demonstrates the achievements of mysticism of Ulusil. Such magic has not been developed even in Vinheim. This is actually fairly useful for later, and the rest of these are mostly PvP. And Sorcery Catalyst of the Lost Land of Ulusil, formed by enchanted white bark branches. The white bark boosts sorcery adjustment, but sorceries of this lost land are gentle and not affected by intelligence. Alright.
For a very long time from my home I was taken. It was there, long after I had really so gleeful. If thou art in need, I only wish to... May the flip...
Alright. So, you now have the ability to cast light in the darkest places, in the method by which we may. Just thinking. So now that we have that, let's use Homeward Bone. Okay. Now we're going to go to Orlando. Yeah, it would be a while till the game series decides to grant us the mercy of warp to whatever bonfire you want to. It just makes life easier, and some people may consider it cheesy or weak, but sometimes you just want to get stuff done. Alright. Nice. Yep. I don't remember if the boars respawn. Nope, doesn't look like it. Well, not that it's a big surprise. Alright. just want to make sure that I have access to the DLC. Because when it comes to story points, this is one of the major ones. Yep. Yep. Nice. Alright. Yep. There we go. Yep. Good there. Now, there it is. The broken pendant. This was what I was after. Broken stone pendant, deeply enchanted. The vine appears to originate from Ulasil. A powerful stone magic can be sensed from this ancient stone, yet men of this time can neither manipulate nor sense its power, which is a distinct air consisting of both reverence and nostalgia. So, now that we have that, and we've guaranteed access to the download content area, I'm pretty sated, honestly, and I think we'll call this excursion good for today. So, whether we delve deeper into the... So let me know what you want to do, folks, whether you want me to, next time, delve deeper into the archives, maybe head down the catacombs and see what's really hiding under there, or perhaps even go through Quelaag's domain and show what's lays beyond that. Let me know where you want me to go. Now that I have access to the whole game, and there's nothing stopping us, we are now free to do as we please. So, thank you all for joining me. I have been the Ephemeral One, and this has been more of Dark Souls 1 Remastered. I know that today was a bit short, but trust me, we'll get going soon. Thank you all, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now, folks. Bye for now.